Every character, location, or experience you've read about in my crime fiction novels holds a piece of reality. I'm Helen Taylor. Welcome to the story behind my stories, where crime fiction meets authentic experience. This season, I'm sitting down with authors who have their own powerful stories behind their stories. We explore the real moments, lived experiences, and unexpected twists that shaped their writing, whether fiction or non-fiction. Join me as we go behind the words on the page to uncover the backstory that inspired their work. Welcome everybody. Today I have author A.W. Collins, Anthony, with me for a relaxed chat about the story behind his fiction book, The Quiet Storm. Welcome, Anthony. It's
Hey,
great to have you here with me to talk about the story behind your book.
well, thank you, Helen. I'm happy to be here.
I've bought and read your book, and in my review, I said it was powerful, authentic, and an unforgettable read. Only a book born from something felt could grip someone like that. What made you decide to write this book?
Well, so the book was decades in the making. Actually, um, it's a story that I carried in my mind and in my heart for many years. And honestly, I mean, I've attempted to write a book several times over the years, and I never just fully committed to the craft. And it takes a lot of commitment and dedication, as you know, to begin and complete a book. uh, with my background being in poetry, I grew up writing uh, therapeutically. Writing was always therapeutic for me. So uh, I don't know, a couple of years ago, got it in my mind to write the book again, and started messing around with it, and actually let my wife read the first few chapters that I had written, and
Mm,
she she reads a lot of books, and she said it's really good. You might have something here. So I continued on with it, and at some point it became more than just writing to get it off my chest. I started forming an actual story, and then I just started shaping it, and uh, it turned into what it was, and I'm very proud of it. It takes a lot to write a book, a lot of commitment and dedication, like I said. But uh, as you know, the book was recognized with an award from the International Impact Book Awards, and that's just a great honor. That's been the highlight of my authorship.
okay, and so how much of your book, I mean, I sort of got the feeling that Andy is a version of you. Um, and yeah, clearly you aren't his age, but did you struggle with the memories and the feelings of
Uh,
revisiting however much of that is the truth of you?
well, so um, that was some of the most difficult parts of writing the book. Um, Having to remember and reminisce and go back through all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I was able to take difficult childhood memories and mold them into something meaningful that will resonate. Unfortunately, the book is about domestic violence largely, and uh, it unfortunately it resonates with a lot of people because
It
a lot of people
does.
go through that. And so I was able to, just the fact that I was able to take my childhood memories and put them into a fictional story, um, to make something meaningful. That was the albeit for me. Um,
Yeah.
the most difficult part was, there's certain situational stuff in the book, because let me just say that the book is 100% fiction.
Yeah.
It is 100% fiction. However, there are situationally there are some things in the book that if certain people read the book, they'll know exactly what I'm referring to. Uh,
Yes.
so, yeah, Andy is representative of myself as a child, and some of the some of that stuff was very difficult to live through, and it actually shaped and molded who I am today, and how I respond to certain situations and things. And some of it's good, some of it's not so good, but uh, you know, being able to get it off my chest in this manner was very helpful to me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did find it therapeutic to.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. Even though it's fiction, it was still, I had to, I, I definitely had to think about the past, and I had to think about the way things happened, and you know, unfortunately, there's several people that are no longer with us, but there is one in particular who still is alive today, but that was the main reason for writing fiction and not nonfiction. I didn't want to risk any ramifications that might come from putting somebody's name out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I left that be, and I just made it up in my head. Plus, writing it in fiction form allowed me to kind of sort of have the outcomes that I wanted as a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
It is
you know,
great, isn't it? The way that you can take uh, something and manipulate it or twist it or expand it in a direction that serves what you want to put in fiction, without compromising your original memories and things like
well,
that.
I view fiction as being very much like a mirror,
Hmm.
because it allows an author to create new worlds, but those new worlds can reflect the real world. So fiction allows us to say and do some things that we wouldn't ordinarily be able to do for sake of the ramifications that go along with it in real life. So
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a lot of mine so far, the story behind my stories has been great experiences, but the next home one, UK based one, is for me is going to be quite cathartic and
yeah,
get out what I would have loved to have done in real life,
right
but
there you go.
couldn't.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I did. And so the Quiet Storm is the first part of a duology.
yeah,
The second book is The Quiet Reckoning. Uh, and I initially I thought of just writing a complete novel, uh, but from a business standpoint, I decided to split it up into two novellas, and have basically it's not really a series, but a duology. There's
yeah.
two parts to the story, and the Quiet Reckoning picks up where the Quiet Storm left off.
That's right. I mean, I have read that one too, and I had to go straight into it. I would have been gutted if I'd read The Quiet Storm a while ago and The Quiet Reckoning hadn't come out, because I needed to to continue and see where Andy's journey took him.
Yeah,
Um, I loved both of them, and you managed to make the reader so invested in Andy's journey and the the feelings toward his mother and how they changed across the two
yeah,
books. Um, do you put that down to it being close to
very.
some of your reality?
very close, very close. That part of the story is obviously none. That's where that the story is fiction, but um, for for sake of not giving up too much of the book, my mother did pass away with colon cancer uh,
Okay.
at a very early age, and we had a strained relationship because of the past. So I made the story, and plus to get it out there because there's certain members of my family that uh, know the situation and how things were between me and my mother. So I wanted to show in the book that it really wasn't that much angst that I
Yeah.
had towards her. I did love my mother. She just made some bad choices and decisions that put us in situations that I feel we should have never been in. But
Yeah.
it's life, and you know, again, I've been able to take pretty difficult childhood memories and turn them into something meaningful. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it's like you say, I mean, uh, we both write in that sort of mystery thriller sort of genre,
Yeah.
and I don't know about you, but I don't have the imagination to write one of these fantasy things that's a completely different world.
Right.
It has to come from my heart, my experience for me to be able to write and feel it.
Yep.
Is that the same for you?
Oh yeah, we're very much alike in that sense. Very much. That's um, I'm actually working on a project now. Very different. Uh,
Okay.
very different than what I would typically do. Um, again, being a poet, I've been a published poet for many years.
Okay.
Uh, even though I have different pieces of my work are published in other people's publications. I don't have a book out, which I do have one coming out, a
Okay.
book of poetry. Uh, but I'm working on a project now that's a South Louisiana murder mystery.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm trying my hand at it, and you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll
Is
see how
any
it
of
goes.
that based on your?
No, no, none of that. This one is totally straight from my head. It's straight from my head, and this one, in order to be, even though it's fiction, you still have to be uh, factual in certain areas. You want
Mhm.
it to be realistic. The realism has to be there. So you can't have a police investigation without knowing the correct terminologies
Yeah.
and procedures and stuff that they actually do, because you want, even though it's fiction, you want your readers to believe what you're writing.
Right. That's right.
So that this one is the the quiet storm and the quiet reckoning were from me and my heart and what I lived through personally. But this one is a little different. So uh, I'm excited about it. I don't know how long it's going to take me because it's interesting. It's interesting. It's just a little, writing a book is a lot different than writing a poem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And but you said that's set in Louisiana, and that is also where the Quiet Storm and so is the location one that you know very well. So that is coming from your experience, that part of
Yes,
what
I
you're
live in
writing.
South Louisiana. I
Okay.
live in South Louisiana, so yeah, that's what I know.
Yeah.
The geography and the some of the when I write, I write. Uh, it's not always perfect grammatically because we don't speak that way in real life most of the time here.
No.
As you can tell, my southern
Yes.
accent, um, so I try to write that way, and I try to leave some like conversations between characters. It's not always perfect English, written out that way. I use the slangs, and I use
Yep.
the you know I it's I just think it's more authentic to do it that way.
Exactly. Yes, I'm the same. Wherever I've set mine, uh, they're all places that I know, and yeah, always try and get the. I mean, yeah, mine to yours. Just written English is different to the American English
Yeah,
for some
yeah,
things anyway.
right.
So I think that's important because it gives the reader the feel of the place from a different dimension than just visually describing it or describing how they feel with the heat or whatever. But the language that the characters speak tells you that too, and I think that's important.
Yeah, and it goes a long way in character development. Um, I try to develop my characters as using some folks that I know. I may not be, replicating them or using their name or whatever, but personality wise, I try to develop my characters in the form of you know, people that I'm aware of, or,
Yeah,
people I'm familiar with. So it's, it's definitely, a craft that requires constant honing of the skills. You have to continuously find ways to improve your writing, and I find it challenging because I waited so long to actually begin writing a book rather than writing a collection of poems. Um, so it's been challenging, but I like the challenge. So it's plus to this point, I mean, I have two published books, and pretty satisfied with both of them and how they turned out. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
And so you've mentioned the other book. Are you planning on publishing any of your poetry as a book?
Yeah, I do have. I have a book of poetry. It's titled "Verses and Vision." Uh, that uh, is in progress. It's actually will have illustrations in it.
Oh,
So
cool.
that's what I'm waiting on right now. Each poem will have an illustration
Okay.
based on my illustrator's interpretation of the poem.
Of the poem.
I just gave her the poems and said, "Here, read them, draw something, and we'll take it from there."
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm
So that's going
excited.
to be really cool to see that
Yeah,
what she sees in the what you've written. Yeah.
yeah. If you, I introduced her. She's actually my stepdaughter.
Okay.
She's a very talented artist, and I introduced her on my website. I have a poetry page on my website at www.awcollinsauthor.com. Uh, I have a poetry page that introduces her and shows some of her work. I'm very excited about this project, but the poetry book's been a long time coming as well. So I've been strongly encouraged for the last 15 to 20 years to publish a book of poetry, and here I am just now getting around to it.
That's great. And that's
Sometimes life
brilliant that you
happens.
can be that versatile across
Yeah,
genres,
sometimes
if you
life
like.
happens and gets in the way, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, I like to procrastinate a lot as well. So, like, why do it today when I can do it tomorrow? And before you know it, 10 years has gone by. So,
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. So, can you just go over again about the award that you won for The Quiet Storm?
yeah. in
How did
in
that all come about?
in January. So I mean, I submitted my book after on social media. The moment that I began to post a lot of information about the Quiet Storm coming out, my first book being published, the algorithms changed, and then my news feed was full of book stuff.
Yeah.
So I saw an ad to submit your book for a review, and I submitted it, and I really almost had forgotten about it because they said allow 90 to 120 days for review of the book,
Okay.
and they would let you know, and it's almost to the 90 days. When 90 days hit, I don't know what made me think about it, but I thought, well, I haven't heard from them folks, so went and looked at my email, searched my email, and had an email from 'em from that day. So it's really funny that
Wow.
I went looking that day and I had an email that day, and it was a congratulatory email. International Impact Book Awards. I won an award for outstanding literary achievement in contemporary fiction.
Brilliant.
Uh, was able to, I don't know if you can see it in the background there,
Oh
the award.
yeah.
So was invited out to a gala in Phoenix, Arizona, um, where we were all celebrated. There was about 80 awards handed out, 200 or so authors there. So being in a room full of that many talented
Yeah.
people at one time was pretty humbling. And to be a part of that and get to walk across the stage and accept my award,
See. Yeah.
like I said earlier, that's been the highlight of my authorship to this point. Uh, Very, very humbling experience to and proud, to be recognized for my writing. Uh, being an independent author, as you well know, uh, we don't often get the recognition that we should. I mean, there's some really, really talented independent authors such as yourself. I mean, I loved your book, and hopefully in the near future I'll start reading some more of your work. But uh, it's it's very humbling when your peers recognize you. So I'm very, very proud of that award. No one can take that away.
They can't.
That's right.
That's brilliant. Okay, Anthony. Thank you very much for joining us today. Where can people buy your books and find you? You've mentioned your
Um,
website, but if you'd like to mention it again, and it will all
yeah.
be in the show notes for anybody.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook at author A.W. Collins on Facebook. I have a website, www.awcollinsauthor.com, and my books are available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple iBooks, Google Play, and really everywhere else in the world that books are sold. It's available. Both books are available. You just search for the title of the book under A.W. Collins, and there you go.
And I find it.
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing the story behind your story, The Quiet Storm.
Thank you,
And
Helen.
uh, if today's conversation has sparked something for you, all links and info are in the show notes. Please like the episode, follow for more stories behind the story from me, your host, Helen Taylor, and other authors who will share the story behind their stories. Thanks, Anthony.
All right.
Take
Thank you,
care.
Helen. You too.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.